r/ask Reddit. What's something you do in a hotel room you'd never do at home? Use that white hand towel as a bath mat. I make a trail of towels from the door to the shower if I'm anywhere near a beach. I don't like tracking sand everywhere. Also, the carpet is filthy. It is coarse, rough, and gets everywhere. Check the sheets for bugs. The absolute first thing I do is leave my luggage at the door and check under the fitted sheets for bed bugs. I had a former co-worker bring them home from a hotel. Cost him a fortune to get rid of them. Under the fitted sheets, I'm not well versed in checking for bed bugs, but should you actually strip the entire bed to check? I don't typically steal my own soap. I have a travel kit that has like a dozen different soaps and mini shampoos in it from hotels over the past decade. I never actually use them because every time I go somewhere they have stuff there, which I also steal. The cost of the soaps are included in your rate, so technically when you check out, you're paying for them. Use all the towels. Makes sense. They're all washed after your stay anyway, so why not use them all? I can back up you/selfish theory on this one. I've worked housekeeping in 4 hotels and you only replace the towels that were removed from the rack. This may be different in very high class hotels, but I kinda doubt it. You're wiping your face with a washcloth that was hanging in the bathroom while the last 4 guests took huge shits in there. The comforter is also only washed if it's obviously soiled, or once a year if they actually keep up on it. Tolerate a bunch of loud strangers galloping down the halls at 3 AM. Awful to deal with at home, especially if you live alone. When you hear kids running down the hall but you live alone. I shouldn't read this thread. I'm a hotel manager. What are some horror stories from bad clients you've encountered? r/tales from the front desk. Duck my wife. If I had an award I'd give it to you. If I had a wife I'd give it to you. Leave dirty towels on the floor. Don't make the bed. Take forever in the shower. Never take out the trash. You know, hooligan shit. Wipe the spots off of the mirror. Don't leave my keys in the door. Never put wet towels on the floor anymore. Am I the only one who never makes my bed even at home? It's not like it's inherently unhygienic, the way not taking out the trash is, unless someone's coming over. I just don't see the point. Walk around naked and leave the TV on in the background. I don't have cable at home. I always leave the TV on too. I guess that's why. No cable at home for years now. I always leave the TV on for my cat. I work nights and occasionally have to stay out over long, so I'll leave the TV playing so Tootie isn't left in silence. Eat in bed. Yup, especially if I have 2 queen beds, one for eating, one for sleeping. So luxurious. Also, stack all the pillows around me like a fort for sleeping. Never thought of eating on the sex bed. Whoa. Jump on the bed. I am 40 years old and I launch myself onto every bed at every hotel room I stay at. When he walked into his first hotel room, I told my 3-year-old the first rule of hotels is, you are allowed to jump on the bed. One of the brightest smiles I've ever seen. I tell my 2 boys that they can jump on the beds for 10 minutes and that's it. I start the timer on my phone and watch them go crazy. I even encourage them to keep going if they're getting tired before the alarm sounds. It gets it out of their system and tires them out before we go to the pool. Tolerate sleeping in a bed where I know hundreds of men have ejaculated in. You take after your mom. Solid burn. Eat pizza in bed naked while watching cable TV. LPT. When traveling solo, always pick a room with 2 beds. That way you have an eating bed and a sleeping bed. It's the closest we'll get to royalty. Folks, your tip is also valid when traveling with a sexual partner. 1 bed for clean activities, 1 bed for dirty activities. Take 50-70 minutes hot showers. I'll just chill in there. It's the absolute best. If I don't leave the shower with silky smooth legs and pruny fingers, I didn't do it right. They have surprisingly high water volume. Feels too good, man. Watch TV. I don't have cable at home, so sometimes I'll flip on Cartoon Network and just watch it the whole time while doing other stuff. Edit. Holy shit, I'm delighted so many people relate. Go right to the Forensic Files station. Forensic Files. And that awesome Treehouse show. Inspect the sheets thoroughly. Last time I was in a hotel, I didn't do this, and by the time I got into bed at midnight I started freaking out because thought I felt bugs crawling on me. Turned on the light, inspected the sheets. Nope. Pubes and crumbs. Too tired to find a new hotel. I went downstairs and asked for a clean set of sheets. Remade the bed and slept like shit. Was gonna shower, but the bathroom made me feel like I'd end up dirtier. I still don't like your Indiana. Edit. TFW, you get 1k plus upvotes on your alt Reddit account. Woman face palming. Turn the AC all the way up. I'm not doing that shit at home cause I pay the bills. It's all about cranking up the AC and using a blanket to sleep in the middle of summer. Something I'll never do at home. Now that I've had a few job upgrades and made it to my 30s, I set my AC to 68. Duck it. I've earned it. Enjoy the view of a foreign downtown skyline. Crank up the AC and check my view are the first things I do when I set my luggage down. Throw my towels on the floor without fear of reprisal. Actually sleep. I do like hotels, but there hardly is a place at which I sleep worse somehow. I've read that the human body takes a night or two to trust a new location and allow you as deep of a sleep as at home. So if you often change hotels every few nights or go on short trips, this can happen. Apparently people who travel a lot will often stay at the same hotel and request the same room type every time, so this doesn't affect them. Likely your mileage may vary thing. Right, get out with a thin layer of soap on the mirror in the bathroom. So when the next person uses the shower and it fogs up, they think there's a poltergeist in there with them. I like this. I think I'd go with not alone. Looking good. As a former housekeeper at a resort hotel, I'm dying inside at some of you savages. Absolutely. As a current housekeeper, some of these comments drive me insane. Worry that someone peed in the coffee maker, the iron, the bed, the refrigerator. I have trust issues. Maybe nobody peed in it, but the coffee maker is universally disgusting. Try running just regular water through it once before brewing coffee. I usually find it baths out a lot of dust, dead bug parts, other particulate fun stuff. That's flavoring. Not me, but guests when I work the front desk at an extended stay hotel. I've seen a hotel room quite literally trashed. There was trash all over that room. The floor was covered. Somehow it was hanging on walls, etc. The manager wanted us to see how bad it was, so we walked over to the room. The looks on the faces of the housekeepers having to clean it were total and utter despair. I'll never forget them. So yeah, maybe don't be a dong in your hotel room, because ultimately it's highly underpaid housekeepers, who tend to be the sweetest ladies by the way, have to clean up after you. Just a thought. I used to be a stewardess on a cheap cruise ship. A cleaning job. Mostly. Sometimes we would have guests who came on board mainly to binge drink the cheap alcohol we sell in the tax-free shop and just get weird and wasted. When on cabin cleaning duty, I had a list of rooms to clean and another list where I was supposed to just change the towels, take out the trash and otherwise freshen up their cabins. One cabin on the tidy up list was wrecked. Absolutely disgusting. There was beer and soda cans everywhere. Food leftovers on the floor and table. Used snuff everywhere. Very popular tobacco product in Scandinavia. And there were sticky pools of beer and soda on the carpet floor, the walls and even the ducting ceiling. The bathroom was covered in hair and vomit. I had to call my manager, who took out all their luggage, kicked the guests off the ship with a fine. Took me forever to clean. Remember, it was on the tidy up list, so it was only supposed to take a couple of minutes. Although this was my worst experience with a guest cabin, it was in no way an uncommon experience to see cabins literally trashed like that. Of course, I also had lovely guests who made my job a great place to be. But yeah, I agree. Please be nice to the staff. Edit. Wow, thanks for the award. I'm new to Reddit, so this almost made me cry, lol. I need a hobby apparently. Look for hidden cameras. Check the peephole to make sure it hasn't been reversed. Check the sheets closely. Ever find a camera? Luckily no. Did find $400 in a Bible once though, just paranoid as a woman who travels alone. I've heard too many horror stories, especially about the peepholes being flipped around. Take baths. I don't have a bathtub at home. First and only time my mum used a bath bomb was when we were in a hotel because we'd never had a tub deep enough to do it. She loved it. Go around naked and use towels as carpets. I used to stay at a downtown Four Seasons hotel 60-90 days per year. For work. Every day, like a ritual, I would collect the high-end soaps, lotion, Q-tips, sewing kit, and unused shampoo and conditioner. By the end of the stay, I would have a huge box of high-end L'Occitane toiletries, which I would donate to the local women's shelter. So you're Robin Hood? Nah, just Robin the Four Seasons. Grinning face with starry eyes. Leave the aircon on as long as I'm staying there. Long showers or baths, uninterrupted masturbation session, leave my towels on the floor. If I did that at home, the missus would castrate me. Not always uninterrupted. Use the do not disturb sign. Otherwise you'll be beating it after just waking up. And housekeeping will just walk in at 10 in the morning. Eat a club sandwich. How can something be so ordinary but so elaborate at the same time? And so universal on every room service menu in the world? How do you feel about frilly toothpicks? So this was a complete mistake. About 4 or so years ago, my wife and I go to Memphis to see a comedian and have some random fun for our anniversary. We get back to the hotel at the end of the night and we cuddle a bit and things start to get hot and heavy. Turns out it's that time of the month and she really wants to continue, so I say okay and that I can shower or clean up after. We're going at it doggy style and at one point I slip out and without thinking I wrap my hand around my dong to aim and reinsert. I then immediately put my hand down on the sheet as I steady myself and we continue. We finish up and I click the light on so I can clean up, and there on the bed isn't just a little blood. There is a perfect bloody handprint as well as a couple other streaks. We were both mortified and didn't know what to say or do. We ended up kinda sleeping on the comforter instead of the sheets and left early. I felt so bad for the hotel staff, and there was a small part in the back of my mind that worried the Memphis police were going to contact me about a potential murder because of the bloody hand. I work at a hotel in Memphis. Blood on sheets is one of the most uninteresting things we could find in a room, lol, since people are asking. Some of the more interesting things that have been found while I was working: a butt plug in a takeout container, so many sex toys, you can't imagine how many ounces of weed, so much weed, $5,000 cash in an envelope, lots and lots of weapons. People really frequently put a gun in the safe in their rooms and then just forget about them. And I work right on Beale, so we get so many people running around drunk, drugged up, naked, and homeless people will come in and try and get breakfast. We usually give them food, but a lot of them are very ill, so they can't really just stay around the guests and they'll get very upset about being told to leave. One pulled a knife out on my manager. If you ever stay in downtown Memphis, please do not expect a quiet stay, lol. Duck my husband without worrying the kids will hear us. I couldn't possibly give less of a shit if strangers heard us, but our kids are old enough now that it would suck for them, and they're up late and early enough that it's a pain in the ass for us. Well, for me at least. It distracts me pretty badly sometimes. The last time we had a hotel room to ourselves was 2014. Honestly, I don't want much for a vacation. Just a decent hotel with maybe a hot tub, a movie and takeout in bed, and worry-free ducking. Swim in an indoor pool. I refuse to go to a hotel without an indoor pool. I love the stink of chlorine filling the room, associated with some really great memories. How come no one is saying, walk in the door, look around and say this room is nice? Like I know you know we all do it. I don't think I want to stay in hotels anymore. Fill up the sink with ice and beers. Wear flip-flops in the shower. Wear shoes indoors. Ain't no way my bare feet are touching that carpet. Fill an ice bucket with ice from a machine. Then proceed to sit on the bed and eat said ice straight from said ice bucket. It's one of my favorite parts of staying in a hotel. My sister didn't believe me until she came into my room and saw me eating ice out of a full bucket like a goblin. I don't know why I'm like this. Clean. Don't care if my home looks like a hoarder's dream house. But I'll be damned if I'm going to make an underpaid housekeeper do any more work than she needs to. Check all over the place for bugs, like roaches, and shit. Used to spy on people before I so much as take my shoes off. I used to not be like that about it, but better to be paranoid than to find out people were spying on you and jacking it to you without your consent. If people are going to jerk off to videos of me, I want to know so I can get the self-esteem boost. Live out of a suitcase. I never use the dressers and only utilize the closets to hang special event clothing if that's what I'm traveling for. Order from the bar, if the hotel has one. It's nice not having to make my own drinks. My husband and I make a point to take the chance to chat with staff and get a drink since we don't go out to bars, normally ride an elevator, if there is one. Otherwise, go up a staircase. Pretty much stay naked the entire time I'm in the room. So liberating. I dry my balls off with the curtains, because I know they don't change those. Think of that the next time you want some sunlight. Tom Segura aka Tommy Buns aka DJ Dadmouth edited to give credit. Actually be loud during sex. Can't do that at home. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.